Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Comic Book Thursdays. Today, I have two graphic novels I'm going to bring to you. I know I said before that I was going to do them one at a time in a later episode, but I decided to do two today. I got The Walking Dead Volume 7 and Walking Dead Volume 8. So let's jump right on into it. From the cover here, we see a pregnant lady who, of course, is Lori. In the last volume, Rick had escaped from the governor. Michonne had cut up the governor and left him for dead. And now they're back at the prison, which was all overrun with zombies, and they have cleared out the zombie problem. So to start things off, when you first open this up and you start to read it, you'll see a sex scene, and the sex scene is between Lori and Shane to kind of suggest that maybe this baby is Shane's, like they did in the TV show, but a little earlier on. They cover that in like season 2. So life at the prison, they are just trying to deal with things. There's zombies, there's people forming relationships, love interests, and things like that. We have Glenn and Maggie. We have the ongoing with Rick and Lori and the baby that's going to be born. We've got Tyrese and Michonne and a bunch of different people. They're trying to settle into life in the prison and just make it seem normal in a way. Just try and do everything that can be as normal as possible when you're in a zombie apocalypse. And so we got all that going on, and then finally Lori tells Rick about her and Shane and things in this issue. A lot of things that have already happened in the show. It happened a lot later in the comic books. Of course, the comic books were out before the show, so they just have to deal with a bunch of different things, just everyday life sort of things. They're dealing with the zombies. They think that the governor is gone, that they've taken care of him, and that things are going to be all right. Okay, just trying to flip through here pretty quick, see if there's anything I'm kind of missing. Okay, here is something. We know in the show, Carol's a pretty strong character. She holds up her own after Sophia died, and she is a firm member of the group. In the comic books, that's not the case. As I told you in earlier reviews, she had a relationship with Tyrese, and then Tyrese left her for Michonne, and so that might be a little bit of a foreshadowing for everybody for the show that Carol and Tyrese will hook up. But in this volume, Carol hooks up with Herschel's son, and then she shortly after that commits suicide. She has a zombie attack her and eat her, and so everyone's like, what? Why would she do this? She had also came on to Lori saying that she wanted to be in a relationship with her and Rick, have like this three-way love triangle between the three of them. So Carol wasn't all there in the head in the comic books. So Sophia, of course, is devastated by this. I can't think of his name right now. Carl. He tries to comfort her, and then Glenn and Maggie decide that since they don't have a child of their own, they're going to essentially adopt Sophia and look after her. And so that's pretty much the big shebang for the whole volume 7 until the very end, where we see this here. And of course, if you've watched the show, if you're all caught up, you know what this means. And it, of course, is the governor coming to the prison to take it over. So that brings us into Volume 8 with the governor on the front, and this is just the war between Woodbury and the prison. They show up, and they a few of the people make it out, but a majority of them stay to fight the governor. And oh no, this is the first assault. This is my bad. The governor attacks it once, and then they fight him off, and then they retreat. So now they've lost people, and they're trying to decide what they should do next. And they decide that some of them are going to leave, and Rick, of course, says, "No, we're going to stay. We're going to fight. This is what we need to. This is what we need to do." Lori has had the baby, so being on the road in Rick's eyes, it's going to hurt them. It's going to be damaging to them because the baby is going to be like a Walker dinner bell call. So he says we need to stay and fight. But some people, they decide they're going to leave, and they do. And things are gonna get bad real quick. So of course, in the show, Herschel is kidnapped by the governor along with Michonne. In this, Tyrese and Michonne are kidnapped by the governor, and when they go out to kind of do like some recon to see where the governor is, they get captured, and Herschel gets his head chopped off. Well, in the comic books, it was Tyrese who got his head chopped off by the governor. So I always thought that was, I didn't think it was really cool. I didn't like seeing Herschel die, even though in this issue, Herschel does die. He gets hit with a bullet. And Michonne there, she sneaks up behind the governor with a gun. She's going to take her revenge for killing Tyrese. And the thing about this one, in the comics, it was really kind of unjustified how the governor died. I mean, he dies. We'll get to that, but let's just keep flipping. I'll explain a little bit more here in a minute. But there's just an all-out war. Andrea left with Dale. Dale took some of the people, and she left, but she returns to help out with the fight, and she is a very good shot in the comics. She's kind of their sniper, and she helps kind of fend them off. But things just become overwhelming, and Rick says, we need to get the heck out of here. And so they try to run and escape, and then while they're running, Lori is shot and killed along with the baby who she is holding. So that is how Lori dies in the comics, and the baby Judith is dead also. So it's not pretty in the comics, to say the least. So now these zombies are just overrunning the place. And we have Rick and Carl. Tells Carl, don't look back. Tears running down their eyes because Judith is dead, and so is Lori. And then now getting back to how the governor dies. The governor dies a little bit differently in the comics. Once they make it to the prison, they see all the carnage that they have done, the governor and his group. There's just a random nobody who gets pissed off at the fact that they're killing women and children. They see Lori and the baby dead, and she gets mad. And so she turns her gun on the governor and kills him. So it was just a random nobody. Where in the show, Rick beat the crap out of him. Michonne stabbed him with the sword, and then there was that lady that the governor had a relationship with in the few episodes beforehand. She goes up and she blasts him one in the face, kind of giving this awesome the show. That kind of felt more justified, it felt more right than what happened in the comic books, where just a random nobody killed the governor. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, volumes 7 and 8. And I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next Comic Book Thursdays. Go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed this episode, and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I'll see you guys next time.